Hijackers are no longer just targeting people at night. They've now changed their operating hours. The police have recorded over 4,500 hijackings over the last quarter, which amounts to around 50 cars per day. However, surveys suggest that hijackings are around about 200 hijackings per day. Mpumalanga has also now been recorded as a hijacking hotspot, along with the Eastern Cape and the Western Cape. Naked Insurance has stated that hijackings now peak earlier, around about lunchtime, both on Fridays and Saturdays. Trackers data also shows a shift to the weekdays, where hijackings take place the most on Thursdays between 4 and 9 o'clock. I know this is not my typical type of content, but please be safe this festive season.
I want to know, what's like the safest car to buy in South Africa right now? Especially buckies, okay? What's the safest bucket to buy in South Africa right now? Here's my thing. I know, like, everybody's like, hey, well, you gotta get a Hilux, you know? It's not a bucket, it's a Hilux. Hilux today, gone tomorrow. No, but seriously though, what is the safest car to buy in South Africa right now? Because you know what? Hilux guys are not scared, man. Hilux people, Toyota people are not scared. Ford guys, like, you scared, but you're not like that scared, if you know what I'm saying. But Hilux guys, people who buy a Hilux, you're not scared.
Before you go out and buy one of these new Chinese cars, you might want to watch this video. Recently, the Fidelity Group released a statement saying that a shift in the hijacking targets in South Africa has happened, with the Chinese cars now being in the crosshairs. Fidelity Service Group has noted that hijackers are increasingly targeting Chinese cars in South Africa thanks to their growing popularity. If we take a look at some of the stats, we'll see why. Over the last 4 years alone, these cars, with many only entering the market within the last couple of years, months even, increased sales from around 7,600 in 2020 to over 30,000 by the end of last year. That is a 305% increase. It was only a matter of time before these Chinese cars filtered into the criminals' most wanted list. While Fidelity didn't actually mention any specific models being targeted, one can make a reasonable assumption based on the historical data and trend. Following this notion, Chinese cars including the Haval Joylion and the H6 SUV, along with Chery's Tiggo range, which are the respective brands' best-selling models, could be at a heightened risk for hijackings. They also noted that buckies such as the P-Series could also join the ranks of the Hilux when it comes to buckies that are desirable for hijacking. Bartman urged motorists to be more observant while driving, regardless of the type and color of their vehicle. That last statement is something that I 100% agree with. Regardless of the vehicle that you have, whether it's a high-risk vehicle or not, there is nothing that can replace good observant driving. Whether you're pulling up to a stop street or a robot, it doesn't matter, guys. Just be aware of where you are and your surroundings when you're driving. It doesn't mean that you have to be paranoid. That's not what I'm saying, but just be aware of where you are. Head over to the comment section and let me know what you think about this article, whether or not you think it's surprising that these cars are now also being targeted by hijackers.
I don't want this car anymore, guys. Look at this. Look at this. This is my bucky. This is how my bucky looks. No, I will never get another one of these buckies.
I would never buy this car. So let me tell you why. So a client of mine came to me a couple of days ago. They wanted to purchase this car so badly. They love this car. And I think it's a very good car. A Toyota Corolla Cross. It's very beautiful. So I went on different auctions, specifically on Auction Nation. Yesterday, they had 2 of these cars. Actually, they had 3. 2 of them were stolen and recovered. And then the other one was accident damage, right? So I went on GoBid as well. Today, they also have 2 cars of the same model. They are also stolen and recovered vehicles, you know? So what that means is it's risky to buy this car because it's one of the most stolen cars in South Africa. That's what it tells me. Or it's pure coincidence, I don't know. But to me, it gives me a clue that it's not the first time that I'm seeing this car on the category of stolen and recovered. I'm not sure if I did a video about this car, but yeah. I wouldn't buy this car because also if you buy a stolen and recovered vehicle, remember that you can't finance the car, so you can only buy it cash. And also the fact that it's got now a lower resale value means some insurances would not want to cover this car. So you're on your own. You're buying one of the most stolen cars in South Africa, and also you can't cover it with your insurance. So risky business. So I wouldn't buy this car. But let me know what you think, guys. Would you take the risk?
So check this out. They stole my Jeep within 55 seconds. This car pulls up next to my Jeep. The guy gets out, and literally within 5 seconds, the guy starts working on the door on my Jeep. He signals to the car next to him, 10 seconds down, and he's working aggressively on the door. Now we are heading to 15 seconds. He's working on that door, and heading up to 20 seconds. The door's almost open. Here we go. The door's opening, 25 seconds. He gets in underneath the steering column. We're now heading to 30 seconds. 30 seconds, he's working on that steering column underneath the car. 35 seconds down. Check this out, guys. You're not going to believe this. As we head to 40 seconds, the guy has just about got the car ready. Doors closing on 45 seconds, and the car is reversing out of the parking lot. 50 seconds. There's my Jeep gone forever.
A popular hijacking method has made a comeback in South Africa. Criminals would bump into you on purpose with the aim of stealing your vehicle. This method is called the tap-tap hijacking method. CarTrack has confirmed that criminals will not damage the car they bump into since they do it at a low speed. It is merely done to get your attention without causing damage to the vehicle. Once you stop and exit the vehicle to assess the damage and exchange insurance information, the hijackers may overpower you and steal your car, leaving you stranded on the side of the road. CarTrack also reports that hijackers may use a woman as a decoy driver to give their target a false sense of security. This trend is seen the most in Hijacking, the Western Cape and the Northwest, with an average of 65 cars that get hijacked each day. Please stay aware and be cautious around strangers.
VW Polos is being stolen at an unprecedented rate. And it seems to be the most lucrative vehicle to steal, chop up, resell, whatever the case may be, or put on the back of a truck and go over the border. So I'm beginning to believe that there must be a coherent problem here, because VW is so expensive. So because it's an expensive vehicle and the parts are so expensive, even though it's made in South Africa, because it's so expensive and popular at the same time, it's a no-brainer, people. I might as well just start stealing VWs, because it's also a very easy vehicle to steal. I mean, look at the headlights, how quickly it is to take the headlights out. Gee, was a 3-year-old can steal the headlights. So at what point does VW say, you know what, isn't there maybe precautionary measures or blah, 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 to, maybe they could have features in their cameras that may be linked to the satellite, to find the boeven and so on, but it doesn't happen. So when do manufacturers chip in and help the consumer as the jongens bly steal?
I've been hijacked twice in my own hood for this ride in the space of 4 months. Now it's gone. Only bought this ride in January. I barely enjoyed it. Life is absurd. This year especially for me. I'm playing far from VW now. Nazo.
This is the incorrect way of stopping. Bumper to bumper. Majority of us are stopping this way. This is incorrect. Reason being is, if someone comes from my right hand side and tries to take my phone or hijack the vehicle, what room have I left myself to come out? Nothing. So you need to always consider that. Make sure you have enough room for you to maneuver out. Don't be a sitting duck. To make it easy for these guys.